Dear friends, greetings of the day. Myself, Dr. Raju R. Wadekar, Assistant Professor, Sri Vile Parle Kelvani Mandals, Institute of Pharmacy, Dhule. I welcome you all for the Lecture 3 for the course Pharmacognosy and Phytochemistry 2, Unit 1, Metabolic Pathways in Higher Plants and their Determination. Disclaimer: this presentation is meant for educational purpose only. The content of the presentation is taken from e-sources as well as from authors' learning experience and subject knowledge. Dear friends, in this lecture number 3 we will study and discuss amino acid pathway and formation of secondary metabolites through this pathway called as amino acid pathway. Amino acid synthesis is the set of biochemical process by which the amino acids are produced. Dear friends, in this amino acid pathway we are going to study about biosynthesis of aliphatic amino acids and the secondary metabolites biosynthesis via these aliphatic amino acids through glucose metabolism. The substrate for this process are various compounds in the organism, diet or media. Not all organisms are able to synthesize all amino acids. For example, humans can only synthesize 11 of the 20 standard amino acids. Amino acids that must be obtained from the diet are called essential amino acids, whereas non-essential amino acids are produced in the body. Dear friends, in plants, when glucose is biosynthesized, then this glucose undergoes further glycolysis through pentose phosphate pathway or glucose 6-phosphate pathway, which further yields pyruvate, and then this pyruvate enters into a Krebs cycle or citric acid cycle wherein it forms ketoglutarate. Now this ketoglutarate yields glutamate, which is a form of amino acid via the enzyme glutamate dehydrogenase. So this glutamate dehydrogenase catalyzes the reductive amination of alpha ketoglutarate to form glutamate. Now the transamination reaction takes place in the synthesis of most amino acids. At this step, the chirality of amino acids established. Means, in this ketoglutarate pathway, when glutamate dehydrogenase is involved, the transamination, so amino group which is already present in the plant cell, that amino group is transferred to the alpha ketoglutarate to form glutamate, and thereafter glutamate with further glutamate synthase enzyme which will yield the very first aliphatic amino acid called as glutamine. Whereas alanine and aspartate are synthesized by the transamination of pyruvate and oxaloacetate, and the same way as that of alpha ketoglutarate, oxaloacetate also a part of citric acid cycle, and to this oxaloacetate there is a transamination takes place, then it yields aspartate, and then aspartate becomes the first precursor for the biosynthesis of aliphatic amino acid, that is alanine. Glutamine is synthesized from transamination and glutamate, and asparagine is synthesized in similar manner. On the other hand, proline and arginine are derived from glutamate. Moreover, serine formed from 3-phosphoglycerate is a precursor of glycine and cysteine. So glycine and cysteine are formed via glutamine, and then serine is also formed from glutamine, but serine becomes the first precursor for the biosynthesis of glycine and cysteine via 3-phosphoglycerate. Dear friends, I request you to please observe this flowchart very carefully. This will give the complete idea of biosynthesis of aliphatic amino acids. Primary metabolite which is called as glucose, which undergoes metabolism through glucose 6-phosphate in this enzyme, which also yields histidine, and thereafter this further undergoes 3-phosphoglycerate and formation of 2 molecules of phosphoenol pyruvate. This phosphoenol pyruvate in presence of erythro-4-phosphate gives rise to formation of aliphatic aromatic amino acids in shikimic acid pathway. At the same time, this phosphoenol pyruvate gives pyruvate, which undergoes or which enters into citric acid cycle, which forms alpha ketoglutarate and oxaloacetate. Alpha ketoglutarate with transamination gives glutamate, and glutamate further gives rise to formation of aliphatic amino acids. And in the same way, oxaloacetate under transamination yields aspartate, and then that aspartate yields methionine asparagine respectively. So this is the two pathways which are simultaneously taking place in the pyruvate through glucose metabolism, alpha ketoglutarate and oxaloacetate, to form a respective type of aliphatic amino acid. Now we will discuss in detail. Most amino acids are synthesized from alpha keto acids and later transaminated from another amino acid, usually glutamate. The enzyme involved in the reaction is aminotransferase. So alpha ketoglutarate in presence of enzyme transaminase gives glutamate. Assimilation of ammonium ion. So alpha ketoglutarate in ammonia, presence of transamination and dehydrogenase enzyme glutamate dehydrogenase yields glutamate. Glutamate further yields, in the presence of enzyme glutamate synthase, yields acyl phosphate intermediate, which lastly is the final product called as glutamine, which is nothing but a aliphatic amino acid. The conversion of glutamate to glutamine is regulated by the four important mechanisms such as repression and depression of nitrogen levels in the plant cells, activation and inactivation of some of the enzymatic forms, cumulative feedback inhibition through end products metabolites like various aliphatic amino acids, and alteration of the enzyme due to adenylation and deadenylation at the site of reaction. Biosynthesis of proline and ornithine via alpha ketoglutarate. So reduction of glutamate to glutamine or glutamic gamma semialdehyde. Now this glutamic semialdehyde further undergoes reduction to form ornithine or to give rise to formation of proline. Now ornithine is the aliphatic amino acids which yields a secondary metabolites such as atropine, hyoscyamin in the plants like Dhatura. Now biosynthesis of lysine, asparagine, methionine via oxaloacetate or aspartate pathway. Aspartate can be converted into lysine, asparagine, methionine, which are the aliphatic amino acids. However, threonine also gives rise to formation of isoleucine. The associated enzymes for the regulation via feedback inhibition or repression at genetic level. It means it depends upon the genetic repression or the genetic enzymes which are responsible for the conversion of aspartate to asparagine. In some plants, they may only synthesize asparagine or glutamine, either or. This type of regulatory scheme allows control over the total flux of the aspartate pathway in addition to the total flux of individual amino acid. So biosynthesis of aliphatic amino acids via aspartate pathway through oxaloacetate with transamination of oxaloacetate, and then it forms asparagine in the presence of enzyme aspartokinase, which is called as AK1, AK2 and AK3. Whereas as a side note, AK3 catalyzes the phosphorylation of the aspartic acid, that is committed step in the biosynthetic pathway of biosynthesis of aliphatic amino acids via oxaloacetate transamination, that is aspartate kinase becomes downregulated by the presence of threonine and lysine. Asparagine biosynthesis via aspartate pathway. The biosynthesis of asparagine originates with aspartate using a transaminase enzyme. Thereafter, the enzyme asparagine synthase act on asparagine or aspartate and AMP glutamate and pyrophosphate from aspartate give rise to formation of glutamine and ATP, release of ATP and glutamine. So, in the asparagine synthesis reaction, ATP is used to activate aspartate, forming beta aspartyl AMP. Now, further glutamine donates an ammonium group which react with beta aspartyl AMP to form asparagine and free AMP. See, this is the reaction. Oxaloacetate with transamination give rise to formation of aspartate, which is the intermediate products of biosynthesis of aliphatic amino acid via oxaloacetate pathway. Now, in presence of enzyme asparagine synthetase, it yields asparagine, which is a standard and stable asparagine or the aliphatic amino acid. Now, dear friends, I am quoting here in front of you one of the example, that is formation of secondary metabolite via amino acid pathway, that is ornithine. So, Dhatura is one of the example which I have quoted here. In Dhatura plant, amino acids are biosynthesized via glucose metabolism, and then this glucose metabolism undergoes alpha ketoglutarate biosynthesis Alpha ketoglutarate in presence of transaminase enzyme and glutarate synthase gives rise to formation of ornithine. And now this ornithine in this plant will yield secondary metabolite or become the precursor for the biosynthesis of atropine. Atropine is a very well-known pre-anesthetic medication which only and only synthesizes in Dhatura, belladonna and scopolamine or strophanthus. Now this is a detailed biosynthetic pathway of ornithine, that how ornithine undergoes various enzyme mediated chemical reactions to yield its final product, to yield its major secondary metabolite called as atropine via two basic pathways, that is phenylalanine pathway and ornithine pathway, wherein both are the amino acids coming from, one is coming from shikimic acid pathway, this one, and second one is coming from the aliphatic amino acid pathway. So ornithine undergoes changes or enzyme reaction with methylation, which leads to or which yields N-methyl-ornithine. Further decarboxylation of N-methyl-ornithine yields N-methylputrescine. N-methylputrescine with further oxidation yields 4-methyl-aminobutanol and thereafter 4-methyl delta pyrrolium salt, which undergoes acetoacetic reaction to form hygrine. This hygrine will yield to formation of tropinone with aldol condensation of its intermediate molecule and with the reduction of tropinone, which yields tropine. Now this tropine with the tropic acid formation via phenylalanine with esterification of these two molecules will yield L-hyoscyamin or atropine in the plant cells. So this is how Dhatura undergoes biosynthesis of aliphatic and aromatic amino acid via shikimic acid pathway and amino acid pathway, which then these aliphatic and aromatic amino acids become the precursor for the biosynthesis of secondary metabolites such as tropine alkaloid atropine. Summary of amino acid pathway. Biosynthesis takes place in chloroplast, plastids and vascular tissues. Biosynthesis occurs via primary metabolism or biosynthesis of primary metabolic products and their metabolism process like glucose and alpha ketoglutarate oxaloacetate. Subsequently, this amino acid becomes precursor for the biosynthesis of protein molecules such as well as secondary metabolites. For example, ornithine, which is an aliphatic amino acid which biosynthesizes the tropine alkaloids such as atropine, hyoscine, scopolamine, whereas lysine, which comes from oxaloacetate pathway via glucose metabolism, this lysine leads to biosynthesis of secondary metabolite called as piperidine or piperine in black pepper. So this is how this amino acid pathway, aromatic amino acid pathway are very important biosynthetic pathway to study that how plant biosynthesizes the primary metabolites such as glucose, carbohydrates, and after the metabolism of this primary metabolite yields secondary metabolites which are of more of concern. This is the question bank. In this I have written some for example like some MCQs with their answers, long answer question and short answer questions. References. I request all my dear students and friends kindly refer lecture number 4 in which we have covered or we will discuss and study basic metabolic pathways and formation of different secondary metabolites through acetate pathway. Acetate pathway is one of the important pathway for the biosynthesis of fatty acids as well as cholesterol like molecules in plants, which are also of important significance. To be continued. Thank you very much.